You out there, yes, you watching this video, do you like champagne? Because I like champagne. I know a lot of people like champagne. But maybe you can't afford champagne because it's expensive. So what do? That's where this baby comes in. Boom! Miller High Life. Miller High Life. The champagne of beers. That's right. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, premium brewed. Not just any cheap beer, but a premium brewed beer. Whatever the hell that means. High Life. Count 12 fluid ounces, 1.355 liters. Established 1903. That's right. And this beer comes in at a whopping 4.6%. So it's your standard beer. Alright, so let's see, does this bad boy, Miller High Life, that always gets the butt end of all the beer jokes, along with Bud Light and Coors Light and Natty Ice and all the other cheap beers, does this beer actually taste like champagne or even a good beer? Let's find out. Get the damn thing open. Shit, come on. Oh, maybe it's this end. Well, it's already got some carbonation. It's hard to tell with the lighting. I got a bright lamp behind me, so hope that helps with lighting. But maybe it's a little too bright. Anyway, hope you can see this good. Pour this in. It's a nice gold, creamy color. It's got a decent amount of head here. That's good enough for now. Yeah, it's got a decent, almost an inch of head. The foamy part. It's a nice goldeny, honey color. Smells relatively mild. It smells like a beer. Little funky. This beer is a few months old, this particular bottle. So, might not be as good as a completely fresh Miller Lite that was brewed a couple weeks ago, but it should still taste fine. Okay, a little sweet. Almost a malty, fruity, corn smell. I don't know how you describe it. Not super strong, not super pungent in the smell. Let's take a sip. A bit malty. A bit bitter. Not very bitter, not very strong. Quite mild. Has a lot of carbonation. I don't know if you can see that. But there's just a ton of carbonation going on in this beer. It definitely has a champagne-like quality. It's got a bit of that pungent, that little aftertaste, that strong bite. But not a lot. Definitely doesn't taste as boozy, as alcoholic as champagne does. It doesn't quite have that edge. It's lighter. But it definitely has a bit of that flavor. Not bad. This beer, as I said, is a few months old, so it might have a little bit of an extra funky taste to it compared to a brand new one. But overall, it's very good, very mild. Not my favorite beer, but it's not that strong, it's not that overpowering, it's not that malty. It's quite plain, it's quite mild, it's quite good. I also like the bottle. It's got a nice classic look with the X pattern here. There's a witch or something sitting on the moon shape. It's hard to see with the lighting, but there you go. It's just a very classy looking bottle. I like the design of the bottle. It's old fashioned, yet it's sleek and modern. I like it. And the beer is not bad. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, first off, in terms of Oh, my damn hair thing. Yeah, it's just a... Anyway. Screw the hat. In terms of drinkability, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10, or an 8.5. It's very smooth, very mild, it's easy to drink. In terms of flavor, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect. It is a little funky, but I assume part of that is because of its age, and who knows, it's been changing a lot of different temperatures and cold and warming up, brought, because you're in the garage and then brought back in a house, and then, you know, it's changed temperatures, and it's been a few months, so. But overall, it's not nearly as bad as a lot of other beers I've had. This is a good first drinker. You know, if you look, you know, when you're, as you start drinking in the night, as you get more buzzed and then drunk, if you plan on getting buzzed or drunk, right, the first couple beers, you're going to be tasting them more. After that, you don't really notice. You'll just drink anything. So save your best beers or most tolerable beers for first, like this one. And then if you got some really hoppy thing or something you don't really like, once you're tipsy, you won't really notice. Or save this for last if you have good quality, you know, craft beer and you don't want to waste it when you're buzzed or whatever. You're not going to enjoy it. Then get a bunch of these and just pound these off. But it's good on its own. It's a good session beer. Good. Oh, you're mowing the lawn and you want a nice cold beer. Not bad. Not bad. Not my favorite, but it works. So. What was I going to say? In terms of drinkability, 8 or 9 out of 10. Flavor, 8 out of 10. Overall, I don't know, an 8. It's good. It's not amazing. I've certainly had better beers that were... Excuse me. I've had better beers that were more mild, slightly more drinkable. But this is pretty mild. It's pretty plain. And when it comes to cheap beers, you want it to taste pretty much like nothing. Because you know a cheap beer is never going to taste good. In fact, most alcohol does not taste good. So when it comes to cheap beers, you're looking for something that tastes the least flavorful. Something that tastes like nothing. And this tastes fairly plain. So it's got some good points because of that. Miller High Life. Not quite like champagne, but pretty damn good. And it's cheap too. Hell yeah. So I'll see you next time for another beer review. Yeah. I don't know what I'll review next time. Probably some other cheap beer or something funky. I don't know. See you next time.